Hi, Dennis Ward here at HOFA-College and HOFA Studios. Today we're going to do another reaction video, and before anybody gets upset about it, yes, I know it's not really a reaction video. We're going to do a song that I've heard before, many times actually. It's been a long time, but we've decided this time to take a song from the legendary band Van Halen after the recent passing of Eddie Van Halen. And although, of course, we all know Eddie for his wonderful, amazing guitar playing, a lot of people forget that he was actually a very, very good piano/keyboard player as well, as you know, with songs like Jump, where they've had huge international success. And today we've chosen a song from their 5150 album called Why Can't This Be Love? Okay, I've got some notes here about who did what and where. The song, of course, is called Why Can't This Be Love from Van Halen on the album 5150, released February 26 in 1986. Songwriter was the band. They were all involved. Producer, this is what I wasn't so sure about, but apparently Van Halen is also involved in the production, which most bands usually are. But it was produced by Mick Jones and Don Landee. Now, Mick Jones is the guitar player of Foreigner, and he's been credited for doing lots of amazing stuff. It was recorded at the Studios 5150, which is, of course, not surprising. I could not find any real information about who mixed it, so I'm assuming that the band and Dan Landee mixed it together, and probably Mick Jones as well. And it was mastered by Bobby Hatta, or Hatta, depending on where you're from. So, let's listen. Sorry to stop right there where the vocals are getting great. But one thing I want to point out to all the people that are not familiar with Van Halen, or maybe don't know a lot about Van Halen's history, what was really unique about Van Halen in their first few albums was this concept of putting guitar on one side and, you know, putting some reverb on the other side and making it very live sounding, you know, making it sound like they're on the stage. He has one guitar, nothing was doubled. Often when the solo came in, the rhythm guitar dropped out, and they kept it real, you know. And with this album, they went on a completely different thing. They're doubling the guitars. Got keyboards, which was, anyway, you know, an amazing thing. But even here, you can hear the main keyboard riff is tilted mainly to the left. I'm not sure why they did that. If they wanted to free something up, I would have probably not done that. But it's interesting that they've pushed it a little bit to the left. I wanted to point out, by the way, this is a remastered version from 2004. I had a quick comparison and listened to the old version with the new version. I don't hear a big difference except for maybe a little bit more width, to be totally honest. So that's a good thing. But yeah, let's just continue listening. All right. I wanted to point some out with the vocals, which I thought was really neat. You don't hear this very often anymore. A lot of people are mixing with the reverbs and trying to get things to sound as big or wide and original and authentic as possible. And a lot of times you'll find, especially like here, you'll notice that the vocals are very centered, of course, which is often the case. They're very centered. But if you listen to the reverb, it's very small. It's not wide at all. Everything else has width. The guitars and keyboards and drums are all taking up space, and the vocals are in the middle with a very mono, if not completely, I don't think they are completely, but very mono sounding reverb, making it just all that much more cleaner. I just want to point that out because that's something that a lot of people don't do. They turn the reverb, let's turn it up and think, okay, I've got my reverb. But sometimes playing with the width can really clear things up, so keep in mind.
It's got what it takes, so tell me why can't this be love? Straight from my heart.
Sammy sings like a god.
Can't this be love?
What do you want to say to that? Another thing I gotta point out, because this whole album was just such a change. It was so different. If you listen to the drums, other than the cymbals and the snare, those are the only things that are natural. The kick and toms are Simmons drums. I don't know if you remember these funny looking, what was it, an octagon shape? I can't remember. Electric drums, except for the snare. It was real and the cymbals were real. And it was kind of daring to do that. But, it's funny because in this song, Eddie put down his guitar. There is guitar there. I'm not sure if Sammy or Eddie played that. You see here a little bit of background guitar. But he's playing his Simmons toms and his kick, and it's got a really neat character. And I actually think it suits it so well because there is lots of keyboards, or there's a constant keyboard. Even the bass, if you listen to the bass guitar, it's being doubled up with a 16th sequence bass. It's just playing one note, so it's not a sequence, but it's being doubled up. You hear the bass go up often, playing an octave above what the synth bass is playing, and it's just very clear. And it was I'm very impressed that they went to such a drastic change between the previous album. I mean, I know a lot of guitar bands that won't have a keyboard in their music to save their lives, and they went all out. They went synth bass, synth anyway, and synth drums. So that's off.
You've got to run to win, and I'll be damned if I'll get hung up on the line. Hey, no, I can't recall anything at all. Oh, baby, this balls them all away. Woo! It's got what it takes, so tell me why can't this be love? You want it straight from the heart. Oh, tell me why can't this be love?
The guitars, left and right, they're doubled. Got a ton of chorus on them. They're made real wide, and they're modulating quite a bit. Very crunchy, not really distorted, and they have a lot of charm because of that. And again, it's just so different from the previous stuff. Really, really cool thing here. The part coming up is probably my favorite part of the whole song. And it also shows the abilities of Eddie Van Halen. I mean, what a musician. I'm not going to say guitar player because everybody knows he was just amazing and revolutionary, but his keyboard talents were so underestimated. Not just his playing, the ideas he came up with, and you'll hear it now. And I could just imagine Sammy being in the studio saying, you know what, I could sing that too, so let me just sing on top of it. Why not? Now the guitars are back with all that Eddie Van Halen charm, and the keyboards, the main keyboards just sort of went away, make room for guitars. Easiest way to do stuff, just turn it off. This part was so good they had to do it again. You just heard the bass there playing a lot of high notes and very melodic. Michael Anthony was also underrated in my opinion. I've seen them live a few times, and not only was he spot on, really a tight bass player, he had some great licks. And if you listen, you'll hear that the sub synth is just sort of carrying its thing. It's doing the fundamentals all throughout the song. And Michael's kind of jammy here and there, playing some great licks and some high stuff. And it's just so tasteful. And if you ever tried to combine bass guitar with a synth bass, there's always this conflict. There's always frequencies fighting for their presence. And here I got the best of both worlds, as it says there on the screen.
It's got what it takes. So tell me why can't this be love? Straight from the heart. Tell me why can't this be love? Baby, why can't this?
One thing I want to point out before the song is over, the overheads, the cymbals and hi-hat, if you listen to it, you'll notice that they're relatively loud, especially compared to modern productions. And I've had a lot of guitar players that I've worked with tell me they don't like the cymbals too loud, the frequencies clash, and it makes everything sound a bit noisy, which I kind of get. But if you know Van Halen, you know that Alex Van Halen has his signature snare sound. And as a recording engineer, I can tell you that to get a sound like that, to capture the natural beauty of a drum like that, really only works with microphones from a distance. That means if you put a mic right on the snare, you're not going to get that. If you ever listen to a recording and soloed a direct mic on a snare, you'll notice it's never as powerful as it sounds when you turn on the overhead. So they purposely keep the overheads nice and loud to keep that Alex Van Halen snare there. And I don't mind it. I'm personally into a little bit, quieter cymbals myself, but they had to do that to get that thing, and I love them for that. Rise and doesn't matter. It's cool. Yep, that was a big commercial hit for them. Yeah. Right on. That was a great song. I enjoyed listening to that after so many years. Really great stuff. Well, that concludes our reaction / analysis video. Please come check us out again. Visit us at HOFA-College.com. Check out all our stuff, and we've got lots of tutorials and lots more analysis videos in this direction. And we hope you enjoy them. And if you got any comments or want to point something out, please write us a little comment in our comment section. Subscribe, like, and all the usual stuff. Until next time, take care and have a great day.